Hi, this is Gary Pope from Late to the Table. This series is going to be 5 steps in terms of how you could go ahead and get your group started. Whether if it's you're trying to start a small little play group for your game night, trying to start actually a legitimate community. So depending on which one people you're trying to be, that's basically where you should be focusing on within these 5 steps. So the first step is actually to go ahead and use Facebook in general, just any of the means on it. Easiest thing, of course, is just to post on your own wall. Naturally, if you post on your wall, you see any of your friends are interested in playing any of the games. You might find out that people that you didn't even know like board games, or just might even have a curious interest, or maybe they're just that bored and they just want to go to your game nights. You never know. Just post on your Facebook wall and see what happens. The other thing is to join a group focused on board games, and this is actually probably the more common way to go about this. But when you do this, just be aware that you're most likely obviously finding random people to play board games with you. To be honest, that's actually the case with all of these points I'm going to be making, is that you're actually trying to hunt down people. So this is another way to go about it. I would suggest joining a board game group for your local area. Another great way to go about joining groups is that they're also good if you want to play online board games as well. The other way, and this is by far the most efficient way in my opinion of doing this, I went from playing board games once a month, once every other week at the best, to now playing like 2, sometimes even 3 times a week. That second thing is meetup.com. I have no idea what happened to meetup.com since it's been started, but from my point of view, it looks almost as if board games are just taken over it altogether. It seems to be the most active group. When I joined Meetup, I wasn't even joining it with the intent of board games. I joined 15 different groups, whatever, to see what things were going on, to see what people were up to in the area. And by far, without even close, all of the board game ones I'm attached to are the ones that actually have weekly events. All the other ones, they might have a monthly event if they're lucky. And that's like the biggest groups in the area. So I don't know how it is in everyone else's area, but at least in Connecticut, that seems to be the deal. Board games just taking over Connecticut in terms of meetup.com. But yeah, join meetup.com, join a group, find like the most active group. Worst case scenario, if you cannot find a group, what you also can do is you can also make your own group. Just be aware that when it comes to starting groups, just be aware that if you're not the kind of person willing to not see this group really go that far, I'd say in a year, don't bother making one, because it's going to take a lot of hard work and a lot of patience. It's not going to be an overnight thing. You're not going to make the group Tuesday, host an event that's going to start on Friday, and then watch 10 people show up. Odds are, if you're lucky, you might get 1 or 2 people that'll come, and that's if you're lucky. I'd say if you're not the kind of person who's also ready for only one of your events out of like 4 that you post actually working out, then I wouldn't even bother, because it's like it's a realistic thing that could possibly happen, especially when you first start a group. Now the third thing is join Reddit. I ran into situations where I've been out on game nights and people would be like, oh, how did you find out about us? And they would say Reddit, like, hey, I saw your post on Reddit, so I thought I'd come down and check it out. So that's another way to go about it. There's several different ways you could go about focusing your time on Reddit too. You could start with your local cities. After you post in your nearby cities, then go ahead and post for your state subreddit in general. See if you can also get more players like that as well. Also, if you post often, I wouldn't say spam, but I'd say if you post do a once every 3 weeks to a month post, the people that run it might actually begin noticing it, and it wouldn't hurt to also ask them if they wouldn't mind putting it on their sidebar. It is a feature that you could do if you're a mod on subreddit, so that they can always check it out and they can always be there. The other one is, and this is probably the least effective one at the moment, and that would be the board game meetup subreddit. Now at the moment, the problem with it is that there are people posting. It's not like the places are barren. I think I literally just checked it yesterday, but the last post I think I saw there, or the biggest post I saw there, was from 9 days ago. And that seems about right. Posts are usually between 4 to 7, 8 days old. But the problem with the subreddit is this, is not that people aren't posting it. The problem is that people that are looking for a game night are not using that subreddit. So all you have is just a bunch of people just posting all of these great game nights, all of these cool ideas, all of these cool games they're trying to play. And all of the people that are trying to look for game nights, they're not resorting to that subreddit. So that's the problem with that. You could try. I don't think I've had any success using it personally. I'll be a little bit cautious about this last one. It's just that you could pick and choose your opportunities to use this subreddit, but there is also just the board game subreddit in general. At the moment, I literally just read over all of the rules that they have there. There is no rule stating that you can't post a game night or what have. But just be aware that you are posting to everyone that's in that board game subreddit. And when I mean everyone, you think about everyone in the world. Everyone in the world right now, how many of those people actually live in your area that can actually come to your game night? A very small percent. You are way better off and you'll get way better results if you post in your states and your local city. Posting on the board game subreddit, you can. I would only keep it to certain things, such as if you're hosting a big convention, you'll see posts about Gen Con, you'll see posts about Origin, you'll see posts about BGG Con. So you'll see stuff like that, and feel free to post your own conventions. I just wouldn't post your local game nights in middle of nowhere that, I don't know, maybe one person might see it, but then like they'll just ignore it because it got downvoted. That's also the thing to be aware. It's probably going to get downvoted if you do something like that. I would stick board games more for conventions and worst case scenario online. The fourth place that you can use to find new members and find people to play with for board games would actually be boardgamegeek.com. Of course, the #1 board game site on the planet right now is naturally going to have a way for you to find other people to play with. So the first way I suggest using is on the forum. Now when you're on the forum, specifically when you're on the forums, you go under forums, the forums will drop down, go to forum, and then from there you can see all the different categories that are there. The first category that you want to go down to is game groups. And when you're in game groups, then you can see all of the regions from there. Now, depending on what region you are, if you're on the Northeast, Southeast, you're in Europe, South America, go to your region and look to see if there's anyone having any game nights in your area. And if there isn't, post your own forum post that and just see if people will join it. I've had several people come to my game nights because of forum posts on BoardGameGeek. I remember specifically one time the Portal, they were having the Dice Tower convention thing where the guys from the Dice Tower coming down. I remember specifically people were asking if it makes sense for them to come down to our area, even if they're coming by themselves. Like, are the people in the area friendly? If we're gonna welcome them in and make them join games, because I've been in that situation before. I have one time sat down at a game table and I sat there for 3 hours and didn't play a single game. So I can see how people wouldn't want to get in that situation. So what I went on to that forum post and I said, hey, you guys are interested, come down, don't feel shy, don't be afraid to come down. I introduced myself, I gave them my name, I gave them how I look like to see if they could reach out to me if they see me, whatever I'm doing bother me, and I'll go, not bother me, but you know, tap me on the shoulder, I'll go help them out, find them a game, do something to some people, what have you, have them jump in my game. Using the forums is a great place to find other people. You never know, you might run into people randomly on it. The other second way to find people on BoardGameGeek is not a lot of people know about this. You can actually find people in your local area, like you can get a map view. The way you go about that is you go to miscellaneous, go to the drop down on that, go to find users. Under the find users option, you'll then see a couple options there, which will be find gamers and then a find gamers with Google Maps. Now, under the find users, it's just going to give you a simple thing you fill out your area, your zip code, what have you, and then it'll give you a list. I can't remember the exact things that are in that list, but it's going to give you usernames of people in your area. Obviously you can see their profiles, you can see their collections, what games they have, what games they like, what their reviews are, and you can just shoot them a message like, hey, I'm having a game night, would you mind coming down? Now just be aware that this is all based off of what the users are putting in their profile. People could have moved, it could have changed, you never know, so it's really dependent on what that user has done with their profile and if they keep it up to date. And the same goes with the find gamers with the Google Maps, except I like this one better because you can actually see, oh, that person is literally around the corner from my house. It gives you a good representation, because what's going to happen if you use the other one is that you're going to see someone, you're going to see their address, and you're going to plug it into Google anyways, so why not just use the Google Maps one? So yeah, so that's BoardGameGeek. So now the fifth one, and this is the most, I guess you could say, the most brain dead one. This is just go outside. Go outside and find other people in various ways. There's a whole bunch of ways you could do it. I have several focuses on how you can go about doing that. One thing is to go to your local library. Surprisingly, libraries are actually starting to have game night. They're not all the time. They're not every single week. I'm seeing a lot of places do like monthly, and they kind of run on different days. Another place to check out is obviously your local game store. You go down there, ask them if they have any events, see if they have any events online, see if there's any things that you could go to or check out, or any game nights that are going. So once you do that, that's also another really good way to go about doing it, is checking out your local game store. That's kind of brain dead. And when I mean game store, that also means like stuff like comic book stores, board game stores, board game cafe, board game bars, whatever there is, then check them out. Another one to check out is if you have any bars or breweries in your area, check those out as well. You never know. I'm not saying every bar and brewery has board game related events, but you never know, they sometimes do. Or you might actually just run into people playing board games casually. I would just approach this one with a slight bit caution. The only way I say this is if you go to a bar or brewery and you see people playing Cards Against Humanity, you can't obviously assume that those people go home and play Forbidden Stars or what have you. So you have to approach that with caution. If you see people playing Cards Against Humanity, that's probably all they play. You never know. I don't play Cards Against Humanity personally. I actually personally kind of hate that game at this point, but I play games like it, and I love games like it. So you might run into me and I'm playing Joking Hazard at a bar and you're just like, oh, he doesn't play board games, and you never know. So you never know. But yeah, check out your local bars, see if they have any events, see if they even have games on the side that people play, and ask them like, oh, when do people usually play these games? But yeah, bars and breweries are another good one. Another one to check out is just keep an eye out when you're walking around local spots. People post things, you never know. Just keep an eye out open, and you never know, you might find something random like that. Another one in the last place to check out is obviously cafes. But yeah, check out cafes. Cafes are really good for having board game events, just like how bars are. They're very similar in terms of just like people will casually go there and play board game, or they might even have some in stock there already. It's a few to hand out or what have you. So that's the last place I would check out. Besides that, of course, there's obviously a ton of other places that you can check out as well. But yeah, those are the 5 tips and the 5 places I'll go check out to try finding new people to play board games or start a group or have people join your current group. Hopefully that was helpful. If you think I missed anything really important or really obvious, be sure to post in the comments below just so that we can go ahead and find out. People can look at those comments and then read what's even better ideas than ones I just said here. Hope you guys liked the video. This is Gary Poe from Late to the Table. Be sure to like and subscribe to the video and channel, and be sure to check us out on social media. Peace. Have a good one. Hi, this is Gary Poe from Late to the Table. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and comment on the video beneath here, and also check out the description for any of the items or anything like that that I probably talked about in the video, odds are. Also, be sure to follow us on all the social media platforms such as Facebook at Late to the Table, also on Instagram and Twitter as well at officiallatetothetable. Yeah, that's correct. Also, I'm on Reddit as well, so be sure to check me out there. I post and comment pretty frequently there. And if you're ever in the Central Connecticut area, you could game with us. We game all the time at several places, several times a week, so be sure to check out that meetup group. It's called Game On Chits and Giggles. I'm one of the head organizers there, and yeah, we game all the time. So catch us there if you want to as well. So thanks. Catch you guys next time.